Did you have a summer job when you were in college? Maybe being a lifeguard or brewing coffee at the corner cafe?
Yeah, well, Boaz is hanging out with a Penn State student who started a unique business on her family's farm in McDonald. We're excited to hear about this, Boaz, and it involves cows,
We
right?
love this.
That's right, it involves cows. I'm here with Reagan Carter of Hickory Hearth Highlands.
Yes.
And your family has been farming here for how long?
7 generations. I am the
Wow.
7th generation as a farmer in my family.
Yeah, and what sort of stuff have they been doing on the farm?
Yeah, it started off, way back when they would have probably farmed a little bit of everything to
Yeah.
supply themselves, meat, crops, all the things. And then it sort of evolved into a dairy farm. They milked around 80 Holstein cows. And then after that, it evolved into a hay and straw operation with a little bit of beef cows.
And then when you were in high school, you sort of started developing your own little side hustle.
Yes, when I was in high school, I got my first Scottish Highland, which then turned into a full-time business for
And so
me.
how did that start?
When I got Ollie, we just fell in love with them, fell in love with the breed, and over time, I just realized that people were willing to come out and spend some time on the farm, and they wanted to pet them and spend some time with them, so...
And we've got some folks petting him
Yes,
right now.
yes.
And really, it started because one of your calves sort of became your COVID buddy.
For sure. Ollie was my COVID partner. We spent every day together. He's still out there in the pasture getting brushed all the time. So it works out great. The cows love it. The people love it. Everyone loves it.
Wow. And so where did you come up with the idea for people to come and hug a Highland?
Yeah. When I created the social media account, a lot of people, either messaged me and said, can I come out and pet them? Or I was following other, Highland farms, which were sort of already doing something like this, but no one really in the Pittsburgh area. So I thought there was an opening for some cow cuddles in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and obviously there have been.
Yes.
And so these two right now, these aren't Highlands, right?
They are not.
These calves.
Fred is a Holstein Angus cross and Pearl is a High Park. So her mom is a British White Park and her dad was a Scottish Highland, not 100% Highlands. Pearl's half and half, but Fred is not a Highland.
And how old are these two?
Pearl just turned 2 months and Fred is right around 7 weeks.
Wow, and they are so friendly.
They are
It's clear
so
that
friendly.
they are hanging out with humans a
Yes,
lot.
all the time. Yes, they are so used to humans. Nothing bothers them. They just eat on their grass all day. Sometimes they're in the pasture with the others, but we like for them to get lots of attention.
Yeah, and so you're doing this now, what's going to happen after you graduate from college?
Yeah, hopefully just continue on, expand a little, maybe an Airbnb on the farm, some events, but hopefully just lots more people coming out and hugging some Highlands.
Yeah, and what's been the most surprising thing about starting this business?
The most surprising is just the questions people have. People are very removed from agriculture, so it's also been a good way for people to come, be on a real working farm, ask all the questions they might have, and hopefully break some misconceptions about the industry.
And what did your family think about all this? Because they've been sort of more traditional farmers, and this isn't a traditional farming activity. Normally hugging cows isn't part of life on a farm, maybe.
Not at all.
And so what was their take?
Yeah, my mom was all for it. She's
Yeah.
kind of had some other businesses in the past, but my dad, who is very much a traditional farmer, thought it was the craziest idea ever. He thought that no one would come out and pay to hug or brush or pet a cow, but he's since realized that there's a market for it.
He's come around.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Well, so cool. Well, a little bit later on in the show, we are going to be going through the Hug a Highland experience. We're going to be going into the pasture. And not only are there Highlands, there are also mini donkeys, which might be my favorite thing in the world. So stay tuned. As Bart Simpson used to say, don't have a cow, man. Hug a cow, man, or something like
Who knew that hugging a cow could lift your day, lift your spirit?
So I have to tell you, Boaz, a long time ago, I started to follow this one Instagram account where they were literally hugging and laying with normal dairy cows. And they were very responsive to it. Everybody was having a good time, I totally get this, though.
The cows seem to be very appreciative of all the attention.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
I would do this.
I want to gallop a little bit with them.
You want to bond?
I just want to bond. In fact, now I want to buy one.
Okay. Let's be honest, a trip to Scotland might be out of the budget for most people, but how about a trip to meet some Scottish cows?
Boaz has been hanging out at Hickory Hearth Highlands in McDonald, where you can also hang out with these unique cows in a beautiful setting. So how does this all work, Boaz?
Well, great question. I'm here with Reagan Carter of Hickory Hearth Highlands, and she's going to take us through the Hug a Highland experience. So you've given us brushes, and this is going to help us make friends with the cows, right?
For sure. They love to be brushed.
All right, well, let's head inside here. And so some of these cows, or all of them, did you raise them since they were tiny?
Yes, most of them we've had since they were babies. Ollie, who was my first, I got at 5 days old, some of them from 5 months. So most of their lives.
Okay, so when people come, you give them their brush, and then we just walk right up to one of these cows.
Walk right into them, yes.
So who are we going to check in with first
We'll
here?
check in with Ellie, since she loves to be brushed the most.
Okay.
And really anywhere on their bodies, as hard as possible.
Oh,
you
wow.
can really get in there. She loves it.
So
She'll
we're giving
stand
her
here
like a back
all
rub over
day.
here.
Yes, yes.
And there's some little ones over here
Yes,
too.
some of these are babies. Hank, the black one, is 4 months old. Winnie, the red one, is Ellie's baby, who's 9 months.
And they're hanging out by, is that a place to drink, or is it a cow hot tub?
Both. It depends. On the past hot days, I thought they might get into it. But a place to get a drink.
And so all cows aren't this tame, right?
Not at all. No, we don't recommend just going in and brushing any cow you see on the side of the road. Ours have been brushed every single day since they were babies, so they're used to it, used to people.
And so when people come, are they pretty quick to bond with the cows? Do they ever get a little nervous?
Definitely a little nervous at first, especially if they're up and walking around. But by the end of the hour, a lot of people have chosen a favorite cow that they sort of gravitate towards and will spend the most time with.
Yeah, and can you introduce us to your first cow?
Yes, over here we have Ollie, who was my first. Ollie. He also loves to be brushed. He is right around 2,000 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
But really just a 2,000-pound baby. Yes, yes.
Wow. And so what is unique about these cows? Their hair looks a little different, or their fur?
Yes, definitely their fluffiness is different, but also their temperament. They're known for being docile and friendly, and known for loving people and loving attention.
And they're sort of far away, but I've got to go visit these donkeys if we can wander over there and say hello. So who are these two over here?
So down here we have Poppy and Penny, who are our 3-year-old miniature donkeys, and they're very friendly. They look like they're playing right now, but they also love attention.
And they just hang out with the cows? They're all just buddies?
They do, yes. Everyone hangs out together.
Hi.
They also love to be brushed.
Okay.
They're a little bit smaller than the cows, which sometimes people enjoy their size. But
and they have this design. It's like a chipmunk or something.
Yes,
they have
a nice little
stripes.
cross on their back. All donkeys have a cross on their back.
I've never been this close to a donkey.
They are very friendly.
And do they all eat the same thing?
Yes, in the morning they get grain at 9 a.m. and then all day they're out on grass, so they eat that, and then in the wintertime they get hay.
And can you hug a Highland any day of the week, or what days do you offer it?
We do it Wednesday through Sunday, 10, 12, and 2. You can make a booking online through our website or social medias. And we do it all year, in the winter, in the rain, in the sunshine, all year long.
Wow. Well, and you said they especially like in the winter, which was surprising.
Love the
I would
winter.
think you would just take a break.
No, they love it. They're happy in the winter time.
Gosh, well, thank you so much, Reagan. We're going to send it back to you because we've got to move on over.
Boaz, I have to tell you,
now.
I don't know why I was so distracted, but I saw the donkeys and immediately thought of our producer, Alante, who is playing donkey in the upcoming production of Shrek. And so
I hope he's taking inspiration from these two.
Yes, you're doing a really good job grooming there too, Boaz. Maybe you found your, I don't know, another hobby, perhaps.
Thanks,
I'm bringing
Boaz.
this back to the studio and giving you sort of a little something too after I get
thanks.
back.
Can't wait. All right, if you want to hug a Highland at Hickory Hearth Highlands, head to our website, kdka.com/talkpittsburgh.